All right, now we're going to start learning how to put words together using the sounds and letters that we've learned. So there are 5 basic ways you can put these together. So there's 1, 2, so they can go horizontally in each syllable, the letters. They can go vertically in a 1, 2 pattern. They can go like this in a 1, 2, 3 pattern, or vertically 1, 2, 3 pattern, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's make sense of this. Most Korean words go consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. They follow that pattern. So if you and each word is made up of different syllables, just like we learned in kindergarten or first grade. Each syllable you can learn by clapping, like family has 3 syllables, family. And by knowing how many syllables are, you can know how many chunks of sounds to make up. So for example, we'll start with just 1 syllable words for now. If I say dog in Korean, it's ge. That's just 1 syllable, ge. And that syllable is made up, you have to think how many sounds are in it. G and A, gay. So based on 1 syllable and 2 sounds, you know it's either this format that you write it or this format. Now the vowel that we learned with the Cheerios are going to tell you which one to pick. If you go to your key, it's the A sound. And it's hard to know whether it's this A or this A, but you'll learn over time. But it's this A for now. So you look at the Cheerio, it's next to it on the left. And so if a sound starts with a consonant, you do what's called eat the Cheerio and then put the vowel in. So here's the G, and then the G or the consonant will eat the Cheerio, so you don't write the Cheerio in. So it becomes this, gay. But the Cheerio tells you where the consonant is going to be next to it, to the side or above it. For example, in the next one, cow is so. So that's again 1 syllable, so, but it has 2 sounds, s and o. So now we got to look at the vowel. The vowel is O, so you go to your key and you find that that vowel is O, and you see the Cheerio is above it. So if there's a consonant sound before it, which there is, it's a S, then we know that it's going to be written above the O. So the S eats the Cheerio and it becomes so. Now, if the sound starts with a vowel like oma, then you leave the Cheerio in and it's like this, oma. We'll talk about that later. But so now, again, if the sound is, or the word is rice or food, which is bop in Korean, it's still just 1 consonant, just bop. But you listen closely and you can hear 3 sounds. B, ah, p, bop. So in that case, you look at what's the vowel in that sound. It's ah. So you go to your key to find the ah sound, and you see that the Cheerio or the marker is on the left of that vowel. So that biup eats the Cheerio, and you can see that it goes on the left. And since there's 3 and it's already started on the horizontal pattern, you know it doesn't do this one. So you go, the 3rd sound will go below it. So b, ah, b, bop. Whereas a different word like eyes or snow, which is noon, same thing, 1 syllable, noon. But you listen closely and you can hear 3 sounds in it. N, oo, n. So you have to figure out, okay, the vowel sound is oo. And a good way to remember which sound is the vowel sound is you don't really need your tongue to make vowel sounds. Really, you just need your throat. Ooh. So, ooh, if you remember, go to your key. This is the ooh sound. And the Cheerio, or the circle, is above it. So you know the consonant sound that comes before it has to be written above it. So it will take this pattern. N, oo, n. Noon, which is eyes or snow. So that's the 1, 2, 3. And then the last one isn't as common, but sometimes you'll see 4 sounds in one syllable. For example, chicken is dark, and it sounds more like dak, but there is a rir in it. So if you listen closely, it's one syllable, dak, but it has d, a, k in it. So that's 4 sounds, so you will follow this pattern. But you got to hear what's the vowel sound, ah. And so you go to your vowel key and you find ah, and the Cheerio is to the left of the vowel character. So now you write the d, it eats the Cheerio and takes this pattern. D, a, k, dark, and that's chicken. So these are the basics. Now it's a little bit different if you have starting with a vowel sound like oma. That's a. And now oma is 2 syllables. So oma. But each syllable has 2 different sounds in it. So you would write it in 2 different chunks. The first one is and o is the vowel sound. That would be this. So we know that, but it starts with a vowel, so you don't have to eat the Cheerio with a consonant. So it would be o, and then since there's this Cheerio kind of counts as a character or a consonant placeholder. So that would be the 1, 2, and then would be 3, so you write it underneath it like this. And then the next one is ma, and that's 2 sounds in 1 syllable. So m and ah. But in this case, the second syllable starts with a consonant, so it eats the Cheerio. So for example, the 2 sounds would have been m plus ah, but the eats the Cheerio and it becomes the ma up here. So those are the basics for putting together sounds. So let's practice. All right. I'll tell you a word and you try to write it using the keys that we've learned. So let's try and write family, which is ka jok. So see if you can hear the sounds and how many syllables. That's 2 syllables, right? Ka jok. So we're going to draw 2 boxes. You don't normally draw the boxes, but for beginning, it helps you separate the 2 different syllables. So the first syllable is ka. How many sounds are in that? G, ah. G plus ah. Since it starts with a consonant, the consonant is going to eat the Cheerio, so it takes it away, and the first one becomes g, ah. And it's the horizontal pattern because the Cheerio's to the left of that ah. Now let's go the second syllable, joke. So how many sounds are in that syllable? J, O, G. So let's pick out those sounds. G. Go to our key. We got a G. And then, J. J. and then O is our next sound, and then G is the last sound. So you look at the vowel first to tell you which pattern to use. And the vowel is the Cheerios on top, so you know it's going to be the vertical pattern. So the consonant eats the Cheerio, and you put the consonant first, and then it eats the Cheerio with your O, and then your last sound is the G. So without the boxes, this is how you write that in Korean. Ka, jok. Perfect. So as you practice, it will get easier and easier. So let's start a new one. Let's do love. Sarang. If I tell you that, you should be able to figure out, looking at your patterns, and write that. First, determine how many consonants it is, or how many syllables. Sarang. Sarang. So draw your two boxes. And how many sounds does the first syllable have in it? Sa. S sound and ah sound. Oops. And ah sound. So listen to where the vowel is. It's ah, and that tells you which pattern to write it in. So the consonant needs to come before the vowel, so it's going to eat that Cheerio. So you'll write it to the left, the 1-2 pattern. Sa. The next syllable is rang. So when you say the sound, you do roll it in certain situations, and this is one where you do roll it. It's more like a rolled R. So ra, rir is the first sound, ah is the second sound, and the ng, is the third sound. So you look at the vowel first to show you the pattern. You see it's on the left, and there's 3 sounds, so you're going to use the 1, 2, 3 pattern. So because it starts with a consonant, that's going to eat the Cheerio. Sa, rang. So without the boxes, you write it. Sa, rang. Looks like that. And that equals, and that is love. Sarang. All right, so we can do a bunch more practice, and then you'll get it.